Thanks for the invite, guys. So I just need a couple of your minutes. Until very recently, I was like a postdoctoral fellow in MNHN in Paris, but I'm not here for that. I was working on organic matter in meteorites and the link to asteroids. But here we'll be talking about like an initiative that is going out in France. So, and also maybe offer like a different perspective on some extracurricular activity you could do as a PhD that will both benefit the activity itself because you have some knowledge and you have some interpersonal skills that you can be using, and as well in return that will feed you on this your journey to become like a scholar, because that's what a PhD should be about, right? This initiative was like started in 2016 by this man you may know, Sylvain Boulet from Paris Orsay, with other people you may know from your labs as well, in fact, like Jean-Philippe Uzan or Brigitte Zanda in Paris. And with this idea to offer like occasion for kids in hospital to talk about meteorites, space, activities, and so forth. And we have like numerous activities all around France, and of course we need people to do that. So you see we have blossomed since 2016 with different cities. I'm in charge of Paris, so we have like different hospitals. So I'm looking for the light here. And some of the cities were already very well established, right? But there's some other cities as well where we probably need to be reinforced. I think about Orléans just started, and maybe in your labs as well. It's already someone may be associated to that project. So what do we do? So you can like read about space, planets, and stars. Have observation using a telescope. Here is in Margency. It's a Red Star hospital, so for long-term hospital, okay? So we have like a full school that they use all year round, and sometimes we try to go there and do like a telescope because it's always cool to have like stargazing. Play with meteorites, also learn with researcher. You may recognize Marion Massé, Stéphane Lemolik from Nantes, thank you very much. And you can also, that happened in Nancy, you may recognize Thomas Pesquet. I think he accepted once, he was before my time, but he's a very nice guy. I know off camera, he also plays a part in some of these activities. So see, we do plenty of things. And because we do plenty of things, you could do plenty of things. If you've been here last year, you may recognize Virgile and Isis from the NHM. Yeah, I know. With these these costumes are like replicas. And also from Luc Laben, which is like a meteorites dealer, very famous in France. We have been provided like, there is like a small piece of Mars, Moon, some meteorites, some other meteorites, and we can play around. We have some VR headset as well. Yes, also very recently we have been given 4 unistellar EV scopes. So if you're a bit familiar with astronomy and telescope, these are like very, it's like the Tesla, okay, of telescope. So basically it's fully automated, robotized. It can basically know where it is just by putting it on the ground. So, and you have like a catalog online, and you just like choose whatever object you want to do. And I was a very noob with it. And I was able, with just 2-minute stacks, to have this very nice picture of Orion Nebula. So it could be also for you like, okay, I really wanted to start learning about astronomy or develop my skills in astronomy or play around with those telescopes. Could be an occasion to do that. In fact, we have one of those telescopes can be given to somewhere in France that is not Paris, okay? And so if you want to take charge and be in charge of that could be a very win-win prospect for you. Also, if you feel like you're a bit shy with going in hospitals, generally speaking, we go like in pediatric services, okay? But sometimes we go in oncology, which is treating cancer, but of course you don't have to go where you don't feel comfortable, right? Some of the other thing you could do is a radio show, like it was in Necker. Naila Shawish, that was in Lisa previously, she accepted to be the first one, like the guinea pig for that. It's a bit based on, for the francophone, you may know like Les Petits Bateaux, which is like a radio show where you come to speak to children with like on your topic, your specialty, whatever, and then you have these live or sometimes pre-recorded questions and from the children, and then you answer them. Okay, so they have like this internal channel within the hospital where they can broadcast the entire show. And so if you feel like, I think it's good, something you can put on your CV, and if you don't feel like going at bedside, bedside, you can still do that, and that's pretty enjoyable, I think. Why getting involved? I think first thing is science is not a mere pursuit of academic knowledge, and I've picked this picture of prey, okay, so rite of passage, may feel like a big far-fetched, right? But in fact, it's not that much, especially if you consider what is a PhD, and as an academic is like a social group, it's like a subculture. So as a subculture, it has been studied by social sciences. And in fact, turned out that a PhD has all the aspects of a rite of passage. One being like the structure of it, like separation, that would be a three-part structure with the separation, the transition into something, and then the reincorporation at the end being like incorporated as a scholar, right? And so because it is a rite of passage, I think the more you get from it, the more you diversify what you want to do with it, the more you gain at the end, right? Second one, it was like, turns out that helping others benefits ourselves. There is no need to explain that in academia there is a dire need to take better care of our mental health, right? And if you don't think so, you may at some point hit the wall and see for yourself. But I think it's really something we have to be like self-aware about, right? And turns out one of the things to, I would say, better your mental health, or even like sometimes resolve what some ongoing issues, in fact, as a part of many other things, is in fact helping others. Turns out it works well. It's not the only thing that works, but at least it works just as well at CBT. Okay, that's one research paper among many others, so please make an opinion for yourself. But I would say it may also, help yourself in the whole process. And the last thing, it's good for your CV, don't you know? Okay, the better example, the example that I can talk about is myself. So I spent a good time in academia. I've been there, I've done things, I met nice people for most part. And, but I would say through this work I've been doing with Les Petits Cueilleurs, which is basically translated to like the small, cueilleurs would be hand picker or gatherers, and then étoiles is stars, basically. So I've been able to involved in writing 2 books that will be published next year, and also to work with 2 planetariums in France, which is like basically collaboration for exhibitions or like training courses for people. But at some point, this has been the pivotal moment or the place, the hub, where I met people or people were aware of my involvement in certain things, in outreach and so forth. And this has been like a key moment for me to do that. So it could also open a way for you, especially if you think like at some point being only a researcher is maybe not the path you want to take. I'm almost done, I think. Yeah, okay, finally. So it's just me goofing around in a suit. That is my only and my best shot at being an astronaut, so I take it. Okay, last thing, this is my email address. If you feel at some point you want to get involved, we can discuss that. I will be here until Thursday afternoon, I think. And we also have like a Facebook page, maybe a LinkedIn. I'm not really into social media, okay? We have a website, and please, feel free to reach. And merci de votre attention.